Welcome in, welcome back, everybody, to Sports Profit TV. If you are watching on YouTube or Twitter, welcome in either way. Um, yeah, so we're going to do another video play release here. A little bit of housekeeping first. I think this is a good opportunity to, um, kind of do this as a weekly thing with records and results and just kind of recap last week. So that's what I'm going to do to start the video. And it won't be a long video. These are probably going to be 10-minute videos at the most. But last week was 3-3. Obviously, if you followed along, if you bought the weekend pass, or if you're a VIP subscriber, unfortunately did not hit our 3-unit max. So we'll just run through it real quick. I gave out UCLA plus 4.5 on this video last week. Which was a VIP play as well, and that did not cash. They lost by 7 to Utah. First play of the game, Dante Moore throws a pick 6. That ends up being the difference. UCLA's defense played fantastic, and that was a big part of my handicap. I really thought UCLA's front 7 would surprise some people, and they did. I mean, Utah couldn't do hardly anything. The difference was the pick 6, the first play of the game. We also had Ohio State, Notre Dame, first half under 27. That was a really easy winner. Had Jalen Wright of Tennessee to go over 83.5 rushing yards. That ended up being a weird game because UTSA basically decided that they were going to load the box and see if Tennessee could beat them in the air, and that's what they did. It was like 31-0 at halftime, and then Jalen Wright got hurt in the second quarter, so he didn't even have an opportunity in the second half to get some garbage time runs or anything like that. So that one didn't win. And then we parlayed Louisiana Lafayette money line with Jacksonville State money line. Both of those cashed fairly easily, although Louisiana Lafayette did decide to make it a little sweaty at the end for no apparent reason. Had Florida State money line against Clemson that came through. I tweeted that we cashed that, but I felt like it was a little bit fortunate. And sometimes, it's good for those. You don't want to be on too many coin flips as a handicapper, but if you end up on a coin flip and it goes your way, obviously that's good. And then, like I said, the 3-unit max that we were on was Wyoming and App State over 43.5. That number closed at 46.5. So we're sitting on 3 points of closing line value. From the very beginning, that one just didn't seem like it was meant to be. App State drove inside. They drove up and down the field the whole game, and they drove inside the Wyoming 10-yard line 3 times in the first half and just could not get 7. So they kicked field goals in all 3 instances. And then to end the game, Wyoming blocks a kick, runs it back for a touchdown, and the score was 22-19 with about a minute and a half left. So we needed App State to drive down and kick a field goal. A field goal would have made it 22-22, which would have cashed the over 43.5 on the 3-unit max. They were on about the 15-yard line, I want to say, with no timeouts, third down. And App State's QB decides to run around, and he thought he was Johnny Football, and he threw off his back leg for no apparent reason. Could have just spiked the ball and kicked the field goal and gone to overtime. But of course, he throws the ball 50 yards up in the air straight to a Wyoming safety. So that killed our 3-unit max. And there's been quite a few of those this season, unfortunately. To start the year, we've been on the wrong end of some bad beats. But it's a long season, and I'm going to continue to do the same thing that I've done for 4 years on here now, and I have no doubt that the results will come. So looking to get back into the winning ways this week, and we're going to do that. Starting off, I'm going to give a free 2-unit best bet for the weekend on the video play today. Let me get my game pulled up here. Oh, not that one. That one makes my big head even bigger and uglier. Okay, so Illinois and Purdue. Also, I want to mention that these are 2 of the lamest logos really like just around. I tried to find some cool alternate logos. I tried to go old school, and the I and the P just not really that exciting. But we're gonna look at the game. We're gonna handicap the game either way. Um, and okay, so um, Illinois Purdue. This is a rivalry game. Um, Coach Braum leaves Purdue, goes to Louisville, and is actually succeeded by 2022 Illinois defensive coordinator Ryan Walters. So Ryan Walters, now the head coach of Purdue, going to be playing against his old team in Illinois. I think that there's got to be some 2022 that's baked into these odds. In particular, the total, which is sitting at about 52.5, 53 on most books right now. I think that has some Illinois 2022 defense, some Purdue 2022 tendencies kind of baked into it, maybe even some of the rivalry aspect baked into it, because I have not seen it from either of these defenses this season. I think it's becoming really apparent that Ryan Walters is really fortunate that he had 3 draft picks in the secondary of that Illinois defense last season, one of which was the number 5 pick overall with the Seahawks now. That Illinois defense was just so talented, you almost couldn't mess it up. So, they have a great year defensively. He ends up as the head coach at Purdue. But to me, this Purdue team, it's becoming more obvious that they were really ravaged by the coaching change, and they just haven't. The turnover was just a lot for this team. That they don't look very talented. I've seen some really, really just atrocious defense from this Purdue team. I got a chance to watch them really closely last week against Wisconsin. Everybody's just a step behind, arm tackling, too much space in the secondary. It's really hard to find a strong point for this Purdue defense, and it showed. I mean, they are, let's see, 122nd in defensive EPA allowed this season, which is not very good. There's only 135 FBS teams. So Illinois, not juggernauts offensively, but I actually think that I like Altmaier okay. He doesn't take a lot of sacks. He knows how to put the ball down and go go get a touchdown or go get a first down, which I like to see. Purdue, on the other hand, offensively, they've got Hudson Card as their quarterback. He was at Texas. He's been okay. But the thing about this game, as far as the total is concerned, is both of these teams actually throw the ball quite a bit. They're both top 50 in plays per game and both top 50, closer to top 30 in passing per game. So both of these teams are throwing the ball quite a bit. That's why I'm gonna be on this over 52.5 here. And this is a 2-unit best bet that I've already sent out to my subscribers. 2-unit best bets. They're 1-1 so far this season in 2023, and we're 19-8 in 2022. I mostly operate on a 1 to 3 unit scale. So anytime I do more than 1 unit, it's something that I really like. And I really like this play. I don't see where the defense comes from. I talked about how bad Purdue's defensive EPA metrics were. Illinois is just not very far behind them either. They're 118th in defensive EPA, which is really not good considering how good this Illinois team was last year. They were top 5, top 10 in all those same metrics just a year ago. So obviously they lose their defensive coordinator. They lose some extremely talented players on the defense to the NFL. I think this game is going to look a lot like the Purdue-Fresno State game, which was the first game of the year. I think there's some similarities between the Illinois offense and the Fresno offense. And I think some of those same opportunities will be there for the Illinois offense. And Purdue's offense has not been horrible. I mean, the run game hasn't been great, but I don't think they're going to need it. I think it's going to be passing and it's going to be enough tempo in this game. And I just don't think the defensive horses are there. I mean, I think both defenses have taken a pretty big step down, a really big step down in Illinois' case in particular. But so really like this one. The idea of these videos is to get you guys something not only that I like, but also that I think is going to land us some closing line value. And so far, every video that I've posted, we've gotten ranging from a little bit of closing line value to a lot of closing line value. Even the one last week, UCLA +4.5, that one ended up closing closer to +2.5. Of course, there was, the Cam Rising news was big in that one, and that moved the line. It hasn't mattered a lot for me this year as far as the closing line value, but it will matter as as the year goes on. Those things will start to pay off once your sample size gets bigger. So yeah, really like this spot for some fireworks. I think both of these teams are offensively loaded, and the books are still taking time to adjust to the new look for each of these programs. I should have the majority of my college football card posted to VIP subscribers today and tomorrow. Most of them should be posted today. That's actually what I'm going to do right after this video. I've got my spot circle. I've just got some T's to cross and some I's to dot. So if you want that, it's of course at thesportsprofit.com, which is right here. There, I made it a little bit bigger. At thesportsprofit.com, that's me, also known as Cooper. So if you send me a DM, you can call me Cooper if you want. I will respond to both. But all right, let's get back in the winning ways, and let's have a big college football weekend, and see you guys next week.